back to Ideal Flicks. I know it's been a little hectic, but I got a whole lot of movie reviews coming up that I'm going to release in the next episode or the episode following. I will have somebody sitting right next to me, and we're going to review the movie of their choice. So I'm really excited about that. That's going to be a whole new ball game. Hopefully it works, so I can continue to have more people on and just build up and see where that goes. I'm really excited about it, and it's going to be a new opportunity. So I hope you guys stay invested and keep watching, as I got a lot of new things coming. Now, the movie of today is Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, Spider-Man Far From Home takes place right after Avengers Endgame. And if you haven't seen that, you need to, because it's the #1 movie ever. And it was just a great movie for the MCU. And so, with this movie, it takes place right after. And all the questions, if anybody had from Endgame, they're answered in the first 10 minutes of Spider-Man Far From Home. Because we're told that the level event that it was known as the blip, Thanos' snap is known as the blip. Everybody, well, half the population was wiped out of existence, and the people who weren't wiped out of existence still aged normally. But when Tony Stark snapped his fingers, when Hulk snapped his fingers and brought everybody back, they didn't age while they were out of existence, which, I mean, that makes sense. And people are calling it the blip, and people know Tony Stark's sacrifice that he made. He's immortalized. Statues, paintings, just people all over the world are recognizing, the ultimate sacrifice that he made to bring everybody back, and even losing his family to get everybody's family back to what it was. And he's just immortalized. And one of the gifts that he left for Peter Parker are these glasses, the glasses that he would always wear with his AI in it, known as Edith. And Edith stands for Even Dead, I'm the Hero. It's Tony Stark. That's prime Tony Stark right there. You know how cocky he is. But when you're Iron Man, you're allowed to be, so it's okay. And that was the gift that he gave Peter Parker, because he expects Peter Parker, to be the leader of the new Avengers, which that'd be pretty awesome to see Spider-Man leading the new Avengers. But, he was one of the people that was snapped away. So now he comes back, and he just wants to, he wants to relax, go on this trip, finally talk to MJ, get things going there, but just honestly live his life, because he's like, I just fought in this war of worlds, and saw some of my best friends die, and saw my master sacrifice himself to save everybody. I want to relax. I want to chill for a little bit. Let me get my psyche back. That's how I feel Peter Parker was. And in the superhero life, you can't. When there's people in danger, you have to help them, because you know that you have the ability to help and other people don't. So from the results of Endgame, we're told that it created like an alternate universe, an alternate timeline of where Mysterio comes from. Now, Mysterio is from Earth, just not the Earth that we're shown with all the Avengers. He's from a different Earth, but his Earth was destroyed by these elemental creatures. So him and Spider-Man have to team up to stop them from destroying our Earth. So they do, and it was pretty simple. They defeated them so easily that just some questions arise that you're just like, wow, that was just way too easy. And after the battle, Spider-Man realizes, that he can't be the leader when there's people like Mysterio out. He believes that Mysterio is, the next Tony Stark, the next Iron Man. So he gifts Mysterio the glasses that Tony gifted him, and gives him all access to what the glasses can do, because the glasses, they're just like Jarvis. They can do pretty much anything. And when he gets the glasses and they separate ways, we see Mysterio's true plan. We see that he doesn't care about good or bad. He pretty much wants to be famous. He wants to be known as the best Avenger, the most strongest Avenger for saving the world, and he wants to cause like an Omega level event, and then cause so much damage, so much death, and then make it seem like he's the hero, so that he is praised and just worshipped as a god. And how he was doing that, all the elemental creatures, they were made up, but the technology was just so advanced that every single thing looks real, and it's believable. Like, the technology that was presented and made all the elemental creatures look real was just outstanding. They're these small robots that could actually hit you, so if you were to get hit, it would look like whatever image it crafted up was the thing that was, attacking you. And those glasses, and Peter Parker is just, going on, he's going on vacation. He's going to get that vacation that he always wanted. And as he's talking to MJ was following them. She actually brings up an item that was recovered from the fight, and it was a piece from one of the holographic machines. Things start to unfold. Peter Parker realizes, that Mysterio is not the person that he thought he was. That it's everything was kind of staged. So he goes to tell Nick Fury, and the whole thing was just staged. He thought he was telling Nick Fury, but he was actually telling Mysterio, because Mysterio had planned for that. And the whole fight scene that they had was just, the imagery in it was just amazing. The graphics outstanding, and it was crazy until we thought that Spider-Man was dead, but of course he's not, because he's the Amazing Spider-Man. And he's hurt, he's down and out, but he's not dead. So for a superhero, that means everything. He calls up Happy, and as Happy picks him up in a jet, because he's still overseas fighting, or he's still overseas on vacation, he knows that he has to go contact Fury as fast as possible. So he contacts Happy, they get on a jet, and picture perfect, scene for scene. If you guys remember Tony Stark designing like his Iron Man suits with the 3D imagery, we see Peter Parker doing that with his suit, and it was beautiful. It was a perfect scene, to immortalize, like, wow, this is pretty much Tony Stark's son. This is what he wanted, and it was picture perfect. It was amazing. He creates this dope suit, goes as he's traveling to the final battle to take on Mysterio for the final time, and the last battle was great. He had to bring out all the bag of tricks to defeat Mysterio, but it was a dope fight scene. Everything was top notch, and the bad guy gets what's coming to him. And we see that Mysterio had a few contingencies set. He wanted to kill Nick Fury. He wanted to kill pretty much anybody who had any evidence of him being the bad guy, to make it seem like he's the ultimate good guy. So he tried to kill Nick Fury. Nick Fury's the ultimate spy. He knows everything that's coming before it does. So he planned for that. Nick Fury ends up surviving that entire encounter, and the Mysterio is defeated. And we're taken to some cutscenes to find out that it actually wasn't Nick Fury at all. That it was the Skrulls impersonating Nick Fury while Nick Fury is in space. And while Nick Fury's in space, that takes us to a whole nother shield known as Sword. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Sword is known as the Sentient World Observation and Response Department. So now that we're into that world, the MCU just branched off a whole nother aspect of stuff that they can do, and that's going to be dope. So another contingency that he set is that if he was to perish, which he did, is that he reveals Peter Parker's identity to the entire world, which is just nuts, because one of Spider-Man's biggest things is his identity. He hides his identity so that his enemies won't go after his loved ones. But now that every single person knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, the next path for him it's going to be crazy. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they did it for a reason. MCU is just going to take care of that character, and I'm really excited to see where that goes, because that's crazy to have everybody know who Spider-Man is when his biggest thing is about his identity. But I'm not worried, because I know that MCU, they're gonna do what they do. So with all that being said, Stay tuned. I'm going to have somebody else come up here. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll see you guys next time.